Hey, how's it going? If you're new here, my name is Jan and I love makeup. And if you're not new, thanks for coming back. I really appreciate you. Today's video is another Blue Mondays video. I'm wearing my niece Rachie blueberry earrings so we can do a blue eyeshadow look. Today's look is inspired by or forced into. It's going to be a blue and green look because Susan, my favoriteest bully, suggested that blue and green look fun together. So I was like, I'll do it. I'm genuinely always looking for ideas. So if someone suggests something, I'm probably going to do it if I can, So I'm using the Nomad Ireland Wild Atlantic Way. Such a long title. Because it's blue and green. It's perfect for this. I looked through a bunch of palettes and I could have pulled out like 4 or 5 and just really had a good time. But I thought I would keep it to just one because, maybe you don't want to pull out 50,000 palettes to do an eye look. So anyway, thank you, Susan, for suggesting this, as long as it comes out good. If it comes out bad, it's totally her fault, and we're blaming her, okay? All right, I'm going to just scoot you in a little bit and get started. I'm going to use my brand spanking new, never been used, but I've had for a while, Refer 13 in the shade Keem Strand. It's the navy blue shade. I was trying to figure out if I was going to go green to blue or blue to green. There are no light blue shades in here, so that pretty much answered that. So I'm going to use the dark blue first, and that's going to go all over my lid. I think I have an idea of what I want to do and how I want to do it. So we'll see. I primed my eyes with the Davina eye primer that I've been using and the NARS Soft Matte Concealer up to my brow. And my face is naked, of course, because I am more than likely going to make a giant mess. It's what I do. I don't know if you've picked up on this or not, but when I'm in here playing makeups, I am genuinely playing. I'm not taking it seriously. If it comes out bad, I wash it off because, that's happened. Sometimes it's just not a good thing. So I'm going to build this up quite a bit. Sadly, I have not used this palette nearly as much as I wanted to. It came out in March and there was a fairly quick turnaround for the next release because, launches were backed up and, the brand was having difficulties. I never say this. I have a code with Nomad still. They sent me PR last year in case you're new here. So my code still works. I don't know why, but it does. So if you are placing an order when there's no sale happening, use somebody's code. Shawnee has one, I have one. I mean, Nomad is very, very free with their code giving. So use somebody's. Save what is essentially the shipping. And you can buy more makeups. Okay, now I'm going to go into the shade Blarney Stone on my Refer 15 Mini. I'm trying to stick with small brushes today because of how I'm doing this. And that's going to go over the blue and on my bare lid. Again, I have no idea how this is going to turn out, but it could work. Are you excited for Nomad to bring back the Haunted Europe palette? I'm going to tell a story about the Haunted Europe palette. in case you're new here and you don't know it. And if you're old here, all I can be is sorry. Sometimes we have to repeat ourselves. I basically had collected all of the Nomad palettes that were available except for Haunted Europe, because the cover would give me nightmares. Like, it was so scary to me. And I think I'm probably the only person in the world, on the internet, ever, that doesn't like spooky season. I wouldn't mind Halloween if it was just like the babies dressing up and, you know, being cute, but I don't like being scared at all. It makes me angry. That's the emotion I chose when I get scared, apparently. So I don't like it. And I didn't get the palette. And then they were discontinuing it because, you know, Nomad's a small brand and they have to discontinue palettes periodically to make room for new ones, you know, whatever. And though I'm not a completionist in my heart, I didn't want to not have all the Nomad palettes that were available. It's hard to say, like, I got all the Nomad palettes except for the one that scared me. You know what I mean? So I got that one and I put a piece of tissue paper over it, and then it didn't scare me anymore. Okay, people talk about that palette and just love it so much. So I figured, you know, it would be foolish not to buy it because it scared me. And if I'm going to teach the babies to do things that are hard or scary or whatever, I kind of have to practice what I preach, which, you know, it's a real bummer sometimes, but it does matter. So there I go, practicing what I preach. And then at some point earlier in the year, this year, I saw a bunch of posts of all the Nomad palettes people had in their collections. And I was like, that's cute. Oh, you have 5 or 6 palettes? That's adorable. Here's my 19, I think it was at the time, something like that. I have so many Nomad palettes. I don't own them all because I haven't gotten the travel series yet, but I'm going to. Okay, on that same brush, I'm going into Wild Rover, which is like the, funny enough, Kelly green shade. So yeah, I took the tissue paper off of Haunted Europe for the picture that I took for Instagram to post all of my Nomad palettes, and I left it off. I was able to basically remember to avert my eyes, and now I don't even have to have it covered. I am like a big brave girl now, except, you know, just avoiding looking at it. Which I know sounds silly, but when I tell you I am so sensitive to scary things, and it's predominantly faces that mess with me the most. I cannot with scary faces, and that was the thing about that palette. Her face went from like a nice painting to I think it's a skeleton or something to that effect. So yeah, that was too much for me. Could not do it. But look at that. I mean, what a nice blend. I think I might even go into Wild Atlantic Way, which is like a cooler, lighter green, just to blend that out. But let me catch the other eye up and then we'll do that. Okay, eyes are pretty similar. I wanted to say real quick, usually Nomad does a really big sale around the Black Friday time-ish, not Black Friday, but around there somewhere. So if you're not in a all fired up hurry to purchase, wait for the sale. You can't combine a code, but it's usually a very good sale. So that's what I would do. I'm gonna go into Wild Atlantic Way, which is just like a gray green or kind of a mossy green. I'm just going to take that right along the outer edge. Did it need it? No. Did it help anything? No, I actually think I'm going to go back in with the Wild Rover on that same brush. I don't think that was needed. Okay, so if you look closely at my eyes, you can see a very clear line between the dark blue and the dark green. And in here, you can see a clear, clean line between the dark green and the lighter green. So I'm going to go back over all of the shades, starting with the dark blue and ending with the lightest green shade. I'll probably just do one eye at a time and like speed through it so you can see what I'm doing in case you care. And if you don't, feel free to fast forward or skip ahead, or, you know, whatever the kids are calling it these days. I find that with the Nomad matte formula, if it looks patchy or weird, just add more. Which does not work with everything, but definitely the Nomad mattes. Now Blarney Stone. And now Wild Rover. Now I'm just blending over the top edge to soften it, but not where the two greens meet up. You see the difference? I just needed to add more. So, note to self, if it doesn't look quite right, add more. I just love that the Nomad formula is so easy to use. I really just, I love it. Okay, I'm going to go off camera, catch the other eye up, probably clean up the mess, whack on the rest of my face while I decide what I want to do for the rest of the eye. Do I want to keep it matte? Do I want to add shimmer? I wish you could phone a friend because I totally would. What were you thinking, Susan? I'm gonna ponder it while I clean up. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back and everything is done except for false lashes. So let me zoom you in. I did decide to use the blue shimmer in the palette and the lighter green as my lower lash line, as well as the shade Savage Beauty way over there. I just thought I really liked the way the lids looked matte. So let me go pop on lashes real quick and I will come right back and wrap this video. Okay, I just threw on a little half lash just for a little bit more volume on the outer edges of my eyes. So I think this is a really nice Blue Monday look, and Susan was absolutely right. Blue and green are a lovely combination. I really like this. Yeah, I think it's pretty fun. I kept my base pretty low-key. I used up the last of my Maybelline Fit Me in the shade 122. That is all gone. My concealer is this Juvia's Place. It's so good. I cannot get over how good this is. Contour is the Sephora one, per usual. My bronzer is the NYX Deserve Butter. It's number 3 in the lineup. And I kept my blush pretty simple as well. I'm using the House Labs, I think it's called Bellini. This is very nice, pretty light, like not super pigmented. along with the Essence Pure Nude in Pretty Peach. I just thought they'd look nice together and still be fairly light and, you know, nothing too wild and crazy. And because I could, I used my Nomad Midnight Sun highlighter in all the usual highlighty spots. And that is everything. I really like this look. I'm so glad Susan bullied me into something else. If there's anything you want to see makeup wise, just leave it in the comment section because I really like doing things that you want to see. So yeah, I don't know. I want to be helpful and just have fun. So that is Blue Monday done and dusted. Hopefully you liked this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down. Either way, I appreciate you hanging out with me today. Be good and remember to be kind to you.